Good afternoon, everyone. As you can see from the welcome to Karen's Kitchen, by the way. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a cracker scope. One, I've never made crackers before, and I happened to see this on Pinterest that they're vegan Cheez-its. If anybody knows what Cheez-its are and you love them, I can eat those things by the boxfuls. Although we know with real cheese you shouldn't. So I found a vegan recipe, and I thought this would be ideal to make, because it's going to be easy to do. There's a lot of steps. Oh, you love vegan cheese? Well, this is going to be a totally different thing. So I'll go through this as I go, because everything is done in the food processor. And there's going to be some rolling with a rolling pin out. I've got my oven all ready to go. It's already pre-lit. Hi, good to see you. So I wanted to get some of this stuff out. They're not measured out, but I'll measure them out in front of you, and I'll tell you what I'm putting in here as I put them in here. I've got to find all my, okay, I've got to find everything. First of all, I'm going to put it says 1 to 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. Now, I know that's a misnomer with some people. Some people will use it, some people will not. I still use it, so use your better judgment. If you don't want to use it, then don't, because this is going to give it the cheesy flavor. Hi, Erlene, good to see you. You just came on at a good time. I just came on. I'm just now starting to add my first ingredient into the food processor, so you didn't miss anything. I'm also gonna see a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, and I've got this all out. I just haven't got it measured out yet. I just want you to see what I'm doing as I'm putting them in. Hi, Vanita, good to see you. Stephanie, good to see everybody. Good to see all of you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And feel free to share this out, which I'm going to do the same thing. Before I go too far, I'm going to go ahead and share it out, ask for shares, and I'm going to share it out myself. Because if I share it out, I get a lot more people watching my replays. I'm going to go share it out myself. I'm going to share it out on Facebook, and I'm going to share it out on Twitter. So just indulge me a little bit while I do that, and I'll be right with you on the recipe. Sometimes it takes a little time for this to share out, but here we go. I'm done. Okay, there we go. I finally got it. Okay. Now, I put in here my nutritional yeast, and I put in my garlic powder. Now I'm going to put in 3/4 to 1 cup of sea salt. And so you use lesser if you want to, but I'm going to just see. I'll use the 3/4. I think that probably would be enough. Yeah, here we go. And you know, everybody, that's what I normally use is sea salt. Thank you for sharing it out. This makes it nice that everything is done in the food processor. Oh, you're going to get some follows. You'll get some follows, Stephanie. You know, I know you got a new account. Not people know who you are, but if you tell everybody who you are, they'll start following you. 3/3 cup unbleached all-purpose flour, whole wheat pastry flour. Okay, let me get my cup measure out. Forgot about that. Didn't have that out. 2/3 cup. Okay. And I've got my. This is what I use. This is Arthur Mills unbleached flour, so it will work real well. So I throw 2/3 of a cup. And I'm going to do it over my food processor, so if something, I don't quite get it in here, it will fall into the food processor, which is just fine. That, and I'm going to leave the flour out because I need to use it when I got to roll the pastry dough out, so I'll leave that sit out. Now I have to put in 1/4 cup of oat flour, which before I came in here, I had some oats, and I went and ground them up in my little coffee grinder. So I've got those done. So I'm gonna put those in here, measure those out in here. And everybody knows these are the measure-alls. These are perfectly good measuring cups because you got the solids on one side, which this is the solid side. This here is the liquid side. And So I'm going to measure out a 1/4 cup of that. See, it does pay to have it over the food processor. That way it won't make a mess. Of course, this isn't going to take much anyway. What I did is when I made my oat flour, I just went and marked it with the label so I know what it is. Because if I don't, I'm going to come around trying to guess where my oat flour is at. I'll just put it up here. Okay. I just filled the coffee grinder up and then just took out what I needed. Okay, and then 3 tablespoons of yellow cornmeal. Welcome to everybody that's come in and sharing this out, and then for the hearts. I appreciate it very much. Okay. Now, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I do use non-alcoholic, or non-alcohol. Yes, the we know with the your aluminum. Excuse me, I meant to say aluminum. I know some people won't use baking powder at all, but this doesn't have any aluminum in it, so I don't think it's as harmful without the aluminum. So I'll put that. And that just takes a very little bit anyway. Okay. And then 3 tablespoons of olive oil or vegan butter. I'm going to use vegan butter instead because I like the vegan butter. So I'm going to use that. And this, what I bought the other day, this is Earth Balance. This is avocado oil. So I'm going to try this in. Hard to get. It's hard to measure it in this little thing, but I can do it. 3 tablespoons. Probably should have used a different measure thing, but I like these here. They work really well, the slider ones. They really work well. Welcome to everybody coming in. And thank you for sharing it out. Thank you for the hearts. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it very much. I'm getting close to 5 million hearts. Lid on this. Get my spatula here and try to get around these corners. Try to get out as much as I can. Whoop! Got it on the counter. There we go. Get it off my spoon. There we go. In there for now. Okay. Sorry for all the mess I made. I was going to clean up after myself. Okay, now let's see if I need anything else. I believe I've got everything in there. And it says 3 to 4 tablespoons of cold water. You got to start. I do this to get this crumbled at first, and then I add the water. Okay. Until crumbly. I got to pulse it until it's crumbly, and then I got to add the water. Okay, it's crumbly. I'm going to take this out. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of, I'll get my other tablespoon thing out, and I'll use this because it's clean. Okay. They said just to add a tablespoon at a time. Okay. I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm pureeing it instead of pulsing it. I did the wrong thing. I gotta pulse it. Here we go. Now I'll add some more. You should not have to use any more than what it calls for. It calls for 2 or 3. That's all you have to put in it. I'm going to put the one more in it, and I think that should be fine. As I said, do not put more in it than what it calls for. Ah, it's getting nice and crumbly now. As you can see, look at it, it's crumbling up. It's looking real good. Okay. Stuff over here. Now. Okay. I got to form it into a ball. Put this back. Okay. See how crumbly it is? See what it did? It looks real good. This is the way it's supposed to be. I got to form it into a... There's my ball. Okay, take this off. I'm going to put this back. Now I'm going to put some parchment paper down here. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Sorry about that. Here we go. Put parchment paper on here. This will probably work better because I won't have to put flour on that then. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. It's actually... Okay. Now lay on a flatly floured surface and choose parchment paper. Okay, then we're going to put a little bit of flour on the top. We know that from I used to bake years ago at my aunt's. Dust it on top. It'll stick to your rolling pin if you don't. Now I'm going to have fun rolling this out because I've never rolled out a pie dough in front of you two. This is supposed to make, I think, 70 crackers. Watch, I'm going to put this down so you can see it. You can't even see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. Couldn't see what I'm doing. There we go. Moved over. There we go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I forgot I had to lower it. Okay. This doesn't have to be precise because just small enough that you can, and I'm going to put them on, and I'm going to cut them into squares. Now if I don't get 70 of them, it's okay. But I'm going to roll this out as thin as I can get it. We all know that parchment paper won't stick to it. So, you know, I've never thought about using parchment paper when I made pies years ago. Parchment paper would work really good because you have to put it on a floured surface otherwise. I'm going from now on when I do stuff like that, I'm going to use parchment paper. I love the stuff. Whoever invented it, they knew what they were doing when they invented it. Supposed to be able to get 70 crackers. Well, we'll see what I can get out of it. And you're supposed to be able to cut them into squares. Well, this is going to be kind of funky, as you can see. It's not going to... Maybe I can get it to come together. Roll it up. And don't laugh at my rolling because it's kind of hard to get it correct. I bet you do a better job of rolling your stuff out than I do, Arlene. You probably get yours looking like a circle. Mine is kind of an oblong thing right now. It's kind of funny looking. And if I don't get, like I said, if I don't get 70 crackers, that's fine because it's just me anyway. The only thing with this parchment paper, as you can see, is rolling all over the counter. But I'm going to try to get it as flat as I can. Roll it out as much as I can. Hi to those coming in, and welcome. And thank you for sharing it out, inviting your followers. Okay. Now I'm going to take a knife. It's going to be kind of hard to get these probably exactly square, but I'm going to try to do the best I can. They're supposed to look like crackers in the end, so if they're funky looking, well then I know I've done something wrong. But I'm going to try to do the best I can with it and cut them up as best I can. I'm going to make them I'm going to score them a little bit better. I'm not going to leave them like this. I'm going to put another line, but I want to try to do it this way. And they don't bake for very long in the oven. So I'm going to try to get them as square as I can get them. And that's not going to be an easy thing to do, but I'll sure try. And if they recognize this knife, this is one of the paring knives from Pampered Chef. I got the small set. There was 3 of them in a, I think for $7.50, I believe it was. I'm going to get quite a few crackers. I'm not exactly going to get 70, but I'm going to get quite a few, as you can see. Oops, I didn't get that scored too well. And then I'm just going to put them out on the, come down here and do some more. Here, these are 2. There we go. They're not exactly real square, but, you know, they're going to look like, they're going to be crackers nonetheless. I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay. I got it 12 to 17 minutes. Okay. I'll cut this a little smaller. Take that little bit and toss it out. As you can see, they're not real square, but I can make it a little bit more rounded off in there a little bit. That's going to be a real small one. This little, there we go. Kind of round them off just a little bit, square them up so they're I've never really made crackers before, so this is my first attempt at it. Like I say, they're not, they may not look exactly like crackers. I know there's got to be a trick to it, which I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'm doing the best I can with it. Some are going to be a little bit bigger than others. Some will be real small, as you can see. Then, and it's got a corner one. I'll pack. These ones that don't amount to much, I'll put them. Okay. Some of them don't amount to very much, so I'll just leave them, not worry about them. As you can see, I'm going to get quite a few crackers out of it. I thought I'd get more people in here. I thought people would want to see Cheez-its made, but maybe because they're not real cheese, they don't want to bother watching it. But you never know. People are funny sometimes. But I'm thankful for who I do have in here. Thankful for each and every one of you. Maybe just a few of you, but I'm happy to see you. Sure, I cut the parchment paper all up, but you know I'm not going to use it again anyway, so it doesn't really matter. These I won't have to worry about them touching because they're just going to turn brown. They're not baking like cookies, so I don't have to worry about that. You can see I got quite a few crackers here. Supposed to get 70, and I didn't really count them, so I really don't know exactly how many I have here. Some are pretty big, some are small. Okay. This smaller stuff, I'll just toss it out. This in the oven, and then I'll come back and talk to you. I'll set my timer here. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I can talk to you. Trying to get everything all cleaned up here. As you can see, that's going to be a different recipe altogether. I have to pick this up. Yeah, I know. The crackers look kind of funky. They don't look like real crackers, some of them. But you know something? It's just me eating them anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it's how they taste and how they you know, bake up and everything. That's the most important thing. I'm going to throw this in the trash. I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm hoping that you all try to make these too. I know there's a lot of work involved. You've got absolutely, taste is what counts. And you know something? Being I've never made crackers before, it's trial and error, like I said yesterday. I don't know how they're going to be. You know, it was hard to get them cut straight. And, you know, that's how you could see how I was rolling it out. Rolling it out kind of funny. I'm trying to clean this up a little bit. Rolling it out kind of funky. They didn't come out exactly square like they're supposed to. But I figured that doesn't really matter. You know, they'll be okay. Let me get some of this stuff put in the sink here. Put some of this stuff away and then I'll come back. Okay, there we go. All right. So, and I'll put this back real quick too. There. Okay. As you can see, that was a lot of trial and error. I really had to work to get it rolled out right. And I'd still say it was rolled out perfect anyway, you know. But it doesn't really matter. I think it like you said, taste is what counts. And it doesn't have to look perfect to be good anyway. You know, there are some cooks that are probably perfectionists and they want everything to be perfect. Well, I'm not that way. As long as it gets done and it looks good, that's all I'm worried about. You know, I don't care if it doesn't, you know, if they aren't made. Hi, good to see you. Good from Ecuador. My, I'm getting them from all over. Wonderful. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see people from all over the world come in here. You know, it really is. Of course, I'm going to have dishes to do when I get done again. Let me put this back. it's good to see people from all over the world. We do. We get them from all over the world in here. And it's amazing. You know, that's how good Periscope is. You know, goes hither and yon oh, I think that's a bot. We don't have our, is that a bot? Is that a bot, Arlene? Catch it. If it's a bot, then catch it. If it's not, then don't worry about it. Yeah, okay, thank you. I thought it was because they said the same thing. Because I think you're the only moderator in here right now. Valerie's not here, and Alexis is not here, and Vanita's not in here. So, it doesn't want to scroll. Good afternoon. Good to see you. My crackers are in the oven. They're not real good as far as looking like square crackers, but I think they're going to taste okay. It's the rolling out part. I'm not very good at rolling anything out, and I do the best I can. I tried to cut them into little small squares, but I think they'll be fine. You know, they don't have to be perfect, and even though they don't look the best, I'm still going to post them up on my Facebook page because it's a simple recipe to make. Oh, you're out driving as usual? That's what I figured. You're always out driving. Brandon has you running all over the place. Anyway, this recipe is one that I like Cheez-its, but I don't buy them anymore because, you know, it's a cheese. So I thought, well, I saw this on Pinterest yesterday and I thought, my goodness, a vegan Cheez-it recipe? I would sure that a lot of people would want to see this recipe because if you like Cheez-its, a lot of people do love Cheez-its. They're going to want to see how to make them. They're not hard to make. It's just a little time consuming getting them to, you know, get it to roll out. About 12 to 17 minutes. So I put it on 17 minutes. I always put it to the longest time. So that isn't very long at all. You know, you want to get them a little brown, you know, and you want to get them done because they're supposed to be crisp like crackers. So that's what you want to get. So it won't take long at all. You won't have to wait very long for them to come out. And that's what I got my cooling rack here for. Did she do a cracker recipe not too long ago? See, I'm following her, but I don't see all her Periscope. So I'll have to go back and check hers out and see. I know she does breads and stuff. So I don't know. Okay. I'll have to go back and find it. But, you know, I want to make something that I've never made before. You know me, when I come in here, I'm always trying to find something new to make. And if I can find something new and make it, and it turn out good, I'm happy. Like I said, the looks of it, oh, it was a while back. Okay, I can go into her profile and I can check it out and see if I can find it, if she's got a title on it. But, you know, as long as it's good, is the main thing. The looks aren't everything because I've made stuff that didn't look very good, but it tasted beautiful. It tasted absolutely wonderful. You know, I'm not what you call a perfectionist, but when I make something, I like for it to look good too, if at all possible. But being this is the first time I've ever made a cracker recipe, I didn't know how they're going to look, so I did the best I could, as you could see. You know, I did what I could to get them as square as I could get them. They're not perfect, but I think they'll be okay. I squared some of them up that looked a little round. I do too. I think they will. No, I don't speak Spanish. No, we only speak English in here. I don't understand Spanish. We don't have any Spanish people in here that right now can interpret for you either. So, no, I only speak English. But yeah, I think they'll taste good too. I hope so anyway. You know, that's the main thing. As will they taste good? The looks aren't everything. You know, you want the flavor there, and I'm just hoping and that the flavor will be there. I'll have to. I don't know if I have to let them cool off before I can eat them. Let me see what it says. It says it makes about 70, so if it's not exactly 70, it's close enough. And as you can see here, I bought me a notebook a while back, and I decided to put all my recipes in here. I got a blank piece of printer paper, and I just wrote on what I want, and then I just started putting them in order in here. I haven't got them all done because there's some I don't know where to put them, so I just put them in another folder. But I was working all morning on this. Arlene was texting me, and here I was doing this, trying to get all my recipes kind of in order, and trying to get them so that You know, I did for lunch. I had sandwiches for lunch, and I decided to, some Boca burgers, and I decided to put a little bit of sour cream on a paper plate and dip my baby carrots in it. It's really good. Yep, I have. Tomorrow I might fix a baked potato for lunch and put it on that because it'll be good for on the baked potato. But yeah, I did. I thought, yeah, I got that sour cream. I'm going to use it to dip the carrots in. It was so good. I didn't want to stop, but I needed to come in here too. So I thought, well, I better stop feeding my face and come in here before it gets too late for some people, you know. Because I don't like to come in here real late. I like to come in here between 2 and 3 at the latest, you know. And I know Alexis probably isn't off of work yet, but she'll be coming pretty soon. But yeah, it was really good. And I've been eating the peanut butter fudge. It's good too. If you haven't tried that peanut butter fudge, make it. It's the bomb. It's really good. My sour cream is actually better than I thought it was going to be. It tasted real good. So did my ranch dressing I made the other day. Tasted real good. I'm going to do a vegan butter. I was going to do that today, but when I saw this Cheez-It recipe, I wanted to do it first. So that's why I decided to do it first. But try some of these recipes. I post them up on my Karen's Vegan Heaven. Try them and see how they work out for you. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. And if something goes wrong, don't be afraid to try again, because that's what I do. I try again. Because you're not going to get it right the first time every time, you know. Unless you're a perfectionist, and then people are perfectionists are really going to work at it and they're going to throw it out until they get it right. Which I have thrown recipes out already, not because they didn't look good, but because they didn't taste good. If they tasted good and didn't look good, I thought, well, that's okay as long as they got the taste there. But when they don't look good or taste good, forget it. Yes, the way I made it is because I did not use refined sugar, and I did not use the alcoholic vanilla. I used non-alcoholic vanilla. I used cane sugar instead of regular refined sugar, and I also used almond milk instead of the regular milk. Very simple recipe. Those that are in if you have not seen the recipe, it's on Facebook, on my Facebook group. But if you have not seen what the fudge looks like, I will get it out and let you see how it turned out. It turned out really good. As I know that I may have some in here today that were not in here when I made this. This is my peanut butter fudge. I got quite a bit of fudge out of it. This fudge is simple to make because you do not, hi Benita, good to see you. You do not bake it. It is just cooked on the stove, your sugar and your milk till you boil it for 2.5 minutes. And then once 2.5 minutes is up, you take it off the stove and add your peanut butter and your vanilla. Stir it until it's real creamy. Put it in your 8x8 dish, this is not the dish I put it in. I cut it up and put it in there. Put it in an 8x8 dish, and as it cools, it hardens. And I was able to cut it up into squares, and it is really good. I'm going to eat one because I didn't have one today, so I'm going to be eating one right now and let you know how good they are. See how they held together? Real good. They're so good. Very good. And I use Skippy peanut butter too. I see you are. I see you are. Good. Welcome back. We've had some bots in here, and Erlene took care of it, even though she's driving around. I was going to block it, but she took care of it for me. Oh, I appreciate you too. I appreciate everybody that comes in here, and feel free to share this out. I'll give you another share. Feel free to share this out because we want to get this. We want to get this out as much as we can to as many people as we can. Invite your followers. Because they may want to make these Cheez-It crackers too. They're so, and I think well, I can't say they're going to be good because I haven't tried them yet. It's the first I've made them. But once I've tried them, we'll see how good they really are. See how long they've got to go yet. Oh, a little more than 4 minutes. So they're getting it. They're getting close now. I just set my timer on my microwave. But they'll be okay, I think, as far as the taste. They don't look the best because they're not exactly 100% square. Because it's hard to roll it out and get them perfect. As you can see, when I was trying to roll it out, I didn't do a perfect job, but rolling pie dough out, that's why I don't make too many pies, because I hate rolling out pie dough, because I can't ever get it to match the pie. You know, the pie pan, it's either too short and I have to piece it in, or it just doesn't look right. And so that's why I hesitate making pies, because I'm not good at rolling out pie dough. I never have been. I never learned the proper way of doing it. I know you got to go all around it, you know. You start at one corner and you keep going around it, which I tried to do on these crackers too, and I tried to get them as flat as I could. They're really thin. They're thin, all right, but square. They're not exactly square. Of course, you buy crackers around too, so I guess these are kind of oblong. Some of them are, but I think they'll be okay. And there's quite a few on the baking dish. I filled the baking dish up. It's supposed to be makes approximately 70 crackers, and I didn't really count them. I know I've got quite a few there, so I didn't really count them. But I'm going to put them in a dish when they cool off, and then I'll eat them as a snack, and I'll take the recipe and I'll put it in as a snack into my folder. Those that just coming in. This is what I did. I bought a notebook, 3-ring binder, and also bought a hole punch, so I could punch holes in my recipes, and then just put them in here. Just mark it out, you know, and that'll keep them cleaner. I won't lose them, and I'll know. And I couldn't get them all in here. I got most of them because the folder I had, I just put some back in the folder until I could figure out what category I want to put them under, but they'll be fine where they're at because it's not full that way. But I'm going to start one of these days. People want me to write a recipe book. I haven't even thought about how I'm going to do that yet, or even the beginning of it, how to even start. I have never done anything like that, written a book at all. I also want to write a book on my testimony. That's going to take a while to do that. And I haven't even started on that yet either. And to get started and how to title it, I really don't know. I'd have to have a good picture of myself. I suppose I could get one like I look now. Put that on the cover, you know. And to find a good publisher for it, that's going to be another thing that's going to be hard to do. But you know something? If it's meant to be, God will show me the way, and it'll get done. Because I think it's really important that people read about my testimony and how I became a Seventh-day Adventist, and on my weight loss journey, what I have done to get down to where I'm at now, because it was not always easy. It was hard at first because I was tempted to go back and eat the way I was eating before, and I knew that I couldn't do that. I had to stay on track and eat the way I'm supposed to eat. So that's why I decided I'm going to stop eating the wrong foods and start eating everything that I'm supposed to eat, and leave the meats and that go. It's not, believe me, like I said, I was tempted to eat them all the time, tempted to buy them, but then I decided, no, I can't do that, because if I do that, I'm going to change everything that I've ever done. I'm going to undo everything I've ever done. I don't want to do that. I don't want to undo anything. So that's why I decided I'm going to stay on track. I'm not going to eat the meat anymore. I'm not going to eat the cheese. But these Cheez-its, you know, it may take a little work to make them, but I'm going to make them again. Should they taste good and they turn out good, I'm going to make them again, because I like anything with cheese in it. And if I can, and these can come out good, I don't care if they're cockeyed, if they're round, if they're oblong or what they are. As long as they taste good, I'm going to make them again and do and because I'm one of these kind that once I find a recipe and I've done it and it pans out and it tastes good, I make it again. Oh, good. Now they're done. Let's go turn this off, and I'll get my stuff and we'll get it out. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they're brown. You don't want them. You don't want them burnt. I'll move this over so you can see them. There you go. One got more brown than the rest of them. But there's my crackers. I could have put holes in them. I could have made them like some crackers are in the store, but I didn't want to do that. I just left them. As you can see, I got a funky oblong one here. Let me try that one. They're really good. They are. Very good. They're crunchy like crackers. You want them like that. Yep. Better than Cheez-its, actually. Oh, cutters. Yeah, you know, I probably could, Erlene. I didn't happen to have any. I didn't, and I tried to use my knife. I'm going to have to get me some little cutters, and I don't know if they have anything small enough for these crackers, because all the cutters I've ever seen here are for big cookies or something. I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I can find some. That's a good idea. I'm going to have to, when I go to Walmart the next time, I'm going to see if I can find me some small cutters to maybe do crackers in that with. If not, I can get them on Amazon. Amazon. Oh, and oh, do they age good? Oh, that's good, Erlene. As you can see, they're not real too bad. Some of them are kind of square. See, they're not too bad. I didn't put the holes in them with the fork like they do with crackers. I just left them alone. But I think they're okay. You know, they're not perfect. But like I said, if I had cutters, it would have worked better. Let me go over and blow my nose and be right back. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands. Just with dishwater. I'll do like Alexis does. I'll keep them away from the cookie, but there, get my hands nice and soapy. You know. I'm not going to sing happy birthday like she does, but I just, there we go. I got them done. Okay. But as you can see, the crackers are kind of odd shaped, olive shaped, and when I put them in a container, I'll count them to see how many crackers I really have. I know I don't have 70 here, but I probably got 30 maybe, 35, I don't know. Probably, I don't know. It's hard to say. It doesn't matter that much for me because I didn't double the recipe. You're supposed to get 70 without even doubling it. But I thought, well, I'll do the best I can, and this is what they look like. Do they look like Cheez-its? I hope so, because they taste pretty good. Once they cool off, they'll even taste better, I suppose. It's hard to really get the taste of them when they're hot, because that was a little hot to eat. So this one's got a little brown because it's really thin. Not bad. They're really good, actually. Welcome to those coming on to Periscope, and thank you for coming in and sharing this out. I'm looking at my cheese crackers, such as they are. They're not perfect, but, you know, I'm happy that they look the way they do. I really am. Because this is the first time I've ever made crackers. I wasn't sure I could do it, and they came out actually better than I thought they would. You know, I'll get a cutter the next time before I make them again. If I make them for myself, I'm going to get a cutter and I'm going to cut them and make it. Maybe they'll look better. But I should have thought of that before I made these. But you know, hindsight's always better than foresight. You don't think about that until somebody reminds you. Guys, I wanted to try to make these, and I thought, well, maybe I can do it without using a cutter. I could have used my pizza cutter on it too and got it straight. But I did the best I could. As you can see, I used my knife, and it seemed to work okay. You know, they're oblong, some of them are, and some of them are square. But welcome back, Vanita. Like I said, these are very good cheese crackers. They're probably not going to be as cheesy as what you buy the Cheez-its. They're really cheesy. They're not. I could have added more nutritional yeast to make them cheesier, but I thought it said 1 to 2 tablespoons. And I thought that's fine. I don't need to add any more. I don't know why this thing doesn't want to scroll. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. I understand. I was busy this morning, so I know how that goes. You know, I'm just thankful that you came in here and that you watched me make these. You know, such as they are. I'm still going to post them on Facebook anyway. And I know people might laugh at the funny shapes of them, but hey, it is what it is. And as long as they look like crackers, which they do, you know, they are very, very delicious and easy to make. I'll post it up on my Facebook group. Of course, that's what the picture looks like. Mine don't look anything like the picture, but because I didn't put the hole in it and I didn't do the you know, but that's okay. You really don't need to. That's just a fancy way of doing it. I just wanted to make them plain crackers and see how they would be, you know. It's simple enough to make. Make it in the food processor and just roll it, and then just roll it into a ball, and then put it in a ball and roll it out with a rolling pin. It didn't turn out too bad. Rolling out anything with a rolling pin has always been the hardest for me. It really has. I'm not real good at it. Yeah, you're right. Very good with soup. Absolutely, because I'm always putting crackers in my soup. And yeah, they will be. And yeah, and it's starting, cold enough now. We got some real cold days coming where I might just fix some soup and use these and put them in the soup. That'd be real good. You're right. Be real good. For me, this is plenty of crackers. Now, somebody's got a family. You might want to double the recipe or maybe make 2 batches or whatever. But I did it just the way they said, because normally what I do is when I make anything, I like to make it the way it is at the beginning. I don't like to deviate from the recipe at all the very first time I make it, because I want to make sure I do it right. And then after that, I can deviate a little bit. Maybe the next time I make these, I'll put a little bit more nutritional yeast in it to make it a little more cheesier. But I think they look good just the way they are. They still have that yellow color, and they look like crackers in some aspects. In some ways they don't, but in some ways they do. And they're crispy like crackers. I mean, they're done like crackers. I mean, they don't fall apart. So that, that means something. That really does. It means a lot. It means a lot to me that I was able to make crackers without them falling apart on me. And even maybe they're not square like some of these are. They're kind of funky. Some of these little ones, I'll probably eat them or something before I post it on Facebook, because they're not real square. But I did the best I could. At my age, trying to roll out a pie of dough at 70 years of age is kind of hard when I haven't been. I did it when I was younger, but I haven't done it in so many years that I just, kind of forgot how to do it a little bit. So I did it the best I could, and I know that I can bring them a little closer if you want to see. They're not too bad. See, they got done okay. Oh, thank you, Erlene. They're easy to make, just a lot of prep work, to get everything ready and everything, and put them in your food processor, and then, get it crumbly, and then add your water to it afterwards. Adding the water is what really holds it together. And as you can see, it held together real well. Turn it into a ball, and then put it on my parchment paper, and then roll it out. That's the hardest part, is rolling it out and getting it like it should. But, I think they come out pretty good, for considering it was the first time I ever made them. Once I've made them, I can do better the next time around when I make them the second time, because the first time I get a little leery that they're not going to turn out the way they should, and I get a little scared because I've been embarrassed on here before when things haven't turned out, when they've fallen apart. Like those burgers I was supposed to make that one day and end up making sloppy joes, which I have since seen a recipe for lentil sloppy joes on Pinterest. So there you go. Oh, yes, it is, Erlene, a very good recipe. And like I said, I found it on Pinterest. And when I saw it, that intrigued me. And I said, I'm going to print this out. So I printed it out yesterday. And I thought I'll make it today. And I was going to make the vegan butter because I got another butter recipe that's different than one we've made before. It doesn't take as much oil. It's got milk in it and flour. So it'll taste a little bit better. But I wanted to make these today. Maybe I'll make that vegan butter tomorrow, because I don't like buying butter in the store if I can help it. Although I did buy the Earth Balance. But that stuff's expensive to keep buying it too. Is it? Oh, good. Oh, good, Erlene. I love lentil soup. That soup I made a while back in my Pampered Chef pot is still in the freezer yet. I keep telling myself I'm going to get it out every morning, one of these mornings, and I'm going to thaw it out so I can have it for lunch. I keep forgetting to thaw it out. But it's in the freezer. Nothing's going to happen to it. Ooh, had a lot of good reviews on that butter. Oh, okay. Well, the vegan butter that I found has let's see. I'll try to find it, and I can tell you what it has in it, because it's a lot different than, I'm not sure if I put it in here or put it in my, I may have put it in this folder, but it's a different kind of recipe. It's one that I'm going to like making. I don't know where I put it. I'll have to go look for it, but it's a very good recipe. Oh, here it is. It calls for 1 cup of organic coconut oil, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup plain soy milk or almond milk, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch or oat flour or chickpea flour, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That's all it is. And you mix it up in your blender. That's all it is. So it seems like it's going to be very good. Because I know the other one was made with your oil too, coconut oil and olive oil, and it had lecithin and water, I think, and salt. But I think it's too oily myself. There's way too much oil in it. I think that it needs something else besides oil. I'm going to try this one tomorrow and see how it is compared to that one. If I like it, I'll make it more than I will the other one. You know, you have to try recipes to see how they're going to be. Yeah, you're right. Very messy to get out of the Vitamix. But this, I guess you do it on low speed in the Vitamix. But with almond milk in it, that's a little bit different. And then you've got your oat flour or chickpea flour or cornstarch. I don't use cornstarch, so I've got some oat flour, and I'll just use that. It ought to taste pretty good. It'll be different anyway. I'm willing to try anything once because, yes, it's Earth Balance. Yes, I did. I bought it at Walmart. I bought it the other day at Walmart. Yeah. I haven't learned how to make that yet, but that's why I say I want to make my own vegan butter because that Earth Balance is very expensive. It's $3.98 for those little containers. And they're only 15 ounces. Doesn't go very far. Doesn't go very far at all. If you use it as much as I do, you toast and stuff, it's not worth it. So I end up buying the other kind of margarine and stuff until it tied me over until I can make my own vegan butter because that Earth Balance is just way too expensive. I try to buy the butter that doesn't have the trans fats, your polyunsaturated fat and all that stuff in it, because you don't need that. Yes, I did. I got it cut yesterday. Yep, it was getting a little too long. I was growing wings on my sides because when I start growing wings out like this, I know I need to get it cut. And it was growing down below my neck and it was bothering me. My bangs were getting my eyes, so I just decided I'm going to get the thing cut and get it cut really short. Yeah, Earth Balance. Yeah, I did. I bought it at Walmart. They carry it, but it's like I said, it's very expensive. You know, you can't afford to buy it all the time, and I bought it quite a bit. Thank you. I like it too. It's just wash and go. That's what I like. Well, it'll dry really quick because I told her I wanted it as short as she could get it. She got it short, and that's what I like because my hair grows out fast as it is, and then maybe it'll take several months. I won't have to get it cut again until sometime next year, maybe February or something, late in January, early February. By that time, I'll have to get it cut again. But for right now, I like it. I like the way it looks. It's easier to take care of, let me tell you. I was going to get a permanent, but I thought, nah, I'll just leave it go this time. I got one back in January, and I'll just leave it go, just get it cut. But, oh, thank you. I like it too. I was really pleased with it and they always give you a mirror so you can see the back of it. And I says, wow, this looks great. You know. Oh, yeah, you about have to. Organic items are really high. I know what you mean. I try to buy organic as much as I can, but in some instances, organic can be quite expensive to buy it all the time. But I'll buy as much as I can organic, which is better for you than actual regular. But there again, like I said, it's hard because it's expensive. And not everybody can afford organic. I sure can't afford all that much, but I try to get it as much as I can, you know, when I can. Let's put it that way. Whenever I get paid, which is once a month with the exception of my Social Security, which I got this morning. So I have to pay a few bills from it. But I'll get paid the 13th of next month again, my actual money for my rental. And then I can buy a little bit more again. I kind of try to save up for it each and every month. It's not the easiest thing to do either, but, you know, you have to budget your money for sure. Well, that's wonderful. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate that very much. I have always been told, and I agree with it, from my aunt who raised me as a child when I was real little, since my mom had died at the age of when I was 3 years old. She took my brother and I in and raised us. And I never looked good with long hair. I did have long hair at one time down to the middle of my back. And, of course, I was a lot younger then. Once I got it cut off, my aunt said, well, you look so much better with short hair. So it's because my face, my face is in such a way that long hair is not becoming on me. It's only short hair is becoming. I have to take that into consideration. So I try to keep it cut and try to make it look as presentable as I can. I didn't want it to come in here yesterday looking like it did because I couldn't do anything with it. And I thought, this is awful. I'm going to go on Periscope, and I've got wings growing out of the side of my head. My bangs are down on my eyeballs, and it's down about below my neck. I've got to get this cut off so when I come into Periscope, it'll look presentable. That's why I did that. So I like it this way, and I'm going to try to keep it as short as I possibly can. Because, like I said, my hair grows out fast. I wish it didn't grow as fast, but unfortunately it does. So I've got a healthy head of hair because it grows really, really fast. I know of a gal, because she's gone now, but she had hair, I think, down to her shoulders, and she could never get it to grow any longer. It stayed put. She didn't understand how I could get my hair to grow, and she just couldn't. Hers just wouldn't grow anymore. Well, I wish the top of my hair didn't grow, because that's where it grows out the longest, the first. Oh, there's Apostle Jamie. Good to see you, Jamie. Yep, here I am. Here's my vegan Cheez-It crackers. Such as they're not real, oh, thank you. They're not real straight as far as, squares, but I did the best I could. And I know they're going to taste fine. You get about 70 crackers out of it. I'm going to post this up on my vegan group because I know you're part of it. I'll post it up there. It's simple to make. It's just the rolling it out on the parchment paper. I don't like rolling out anything with a rolling pin. I'm not real good at it. But, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect anyway. It's the taste that's the matters. And like I said, some of these are pretty good. I mean, that one's not good. That one came out pretty good. I wish they all came out like that, But at least they're done. And they look pretty much like crackers. They taste like Cheez-its. A lot better than Cheez-its anyway. No, there's no cheese in it. It has nutritional yeast in it. I'll tell you what it has in it. It has nutritional yeast. It has garlic powder, sea salt, unbleached all-purpose flour, oat flour, which I've got, oat flour, yellow cornmeal. What is nutritional yeast? It's their flakes. You can buy them through Amazon. They're nutritional flakes. They give you that cheesy flavor. And you call for 1 to 2 tablespoons. That's all I use. I could have probably put more. 1/4 cup of whole wheat or oat flour, which I did make me some oat flour. I got some oat flour. I got some oats and I ground them up in my coffee grinder to make oat flour. Yellow cornmeal, baking powder. I've got the non-aluminum. I don't put anything in with aluminum. Olive oil or vegan butter. Now, I use the vegan butter in here instead of olive oil because olive oil can be kind of strong because the only olive oil I have is the virgin olive oil, and that is very, very potent. There's a light olive oil, which I don't have. If I'd have had that, I could have probably used that. But I used the Earth Balance, which was the avocado blend. And then 2 to 4 tablespoons of cold water. What that does, it helps it go together in the food processor so you can roll it out. No, I can show you what the nutritional yeast looks like. This is what the nutritional yeast looks like. It's yellow. It gives it that cheesy flavor. I buy this through Amazon. I bought, I think, a pound or two. I think it was, maybe it was a pound or something or two. I'm not sure exactly how much I bought through Amazon because I kept running out of it. So this is going to last me a while. It's going to last a long time, and then I'll buy it again. Oh, yes, it is. It really is. Hi, River. Good to see you. Here are my Cheez-It crackers. Don't laugh, but they're not real straight. They're not real, Hi, Alexis. Look at my crackers. They're not exactly square because I didn't have any cutters, but I did the best I could. You should have watched me rolling it out. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. Rolling it out. I couldn't exactly get it rolled out perfect. But I thought, hi, good to see you. But, you know, they're not too bad. I mean, I didn't make the holes at the top, but look, that doesn't look too bad, you know. And you bake in 12 to 17 minutes, and there you go. They're simple to make, 350. Everything you would have in your refrigerator, you know, your cupboard or whatever. A lot of people don't have nutritional yeast, and a lot of people won't use it. But I like it because it gives it the cheesy flavor. People don't use it because of it being active yeast. So a lot of them call it active yeast. Oh, that's okay. No problem. No problem. Oh, yeah, me too. Me too. And that's what the nutritional yeast did. It made them the yellow color. Like I said, they're not perfectly square. There's a few that are. See, that one's a little bit bigger probably than could be. We gotta hold it up there, see? But they come out real good. They come out nice and crispy. And I've already had one. You might be able to get it if you have a if you have a Whole Foods, Alexis, you might be able to get it there. I buy mine through Amazon. That's where I get mine since I'm a Prime member. I get it at Amazon. I think it got a pound or two, something like that. Because I kept running out, so I just put it in this container, and it'll last me a long time. Yeah, Amazon. You can buy just about anything through Amazon anymore. Yeah, if you can't use the nutritional yeast, you have to look for a substitute. Absolutely. I still use it because I like the cheesy flavor. You know, the yeast part doesn't really bother me. Some people won't use it, but that's fine. If they don't want to use it, that's up to them. You know, they can do what they choose to do. So I'm going to have to step away from it, and I'll be right back. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. See, I'm doing what you do, Alexis. Trying to get my hands clean. Or saying my ABCs. Well, yeah, I can say my ABCs. There you go. Well, that's not my real birthday. I just said that. Because that's what Alexis does when she washes her hands. She sings happy birthday to me. You know, that's just a fast way of getting your hands washed when she uses soap. My birthday's coming up in January. So I'm not ready for it yet. So, yes, it is. It is. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I love nutritional yeast on different things. It's so good. It really is. And it's not real cheese. That's the thing. It's not a real cheese. That's why this is vegan, because it doesn't have real cheese in it. It's got the nutritional yeast, but it gives it that cheesy flavor. You know, no, I see you. You're not ghosting. I can see you. I see your things just fine. I'm not sure. You know, you could try it, but it calls for nutritional yeast. It calls for the dry yeast flakes. So I don't know if you can find something. If you can find something that's not, you know, something different, go ahead. I know, like I said, a lot of people don't like yeah, it depends on what it is. I have chow cheese, which is a Greek cheese, and it tastes so good, and it makes real good toasted cheese sandwiches. I use it a lot. In fact, I had some yesterday. Oh, yeah, nutritional yeast, it should be easy to find. Like I said, you can try Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. I'm not sure, Alexis. They may have it. I'm not too sure. But if not, you definitely can get it through Amazon, because that's where I got mine. I've got a Prime account through Amazon, and I buy a lot of my stuff through Amazon. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, she has my info. Yep. And I'm so thankful to Alexis, you know, that that she is, out of the goodness of her heart, is giving a discount for anybody that buys anything between now and Monday. So I've got $245 worth that I bought before the discount, that I was adding other things onto it, you know, and out of the goodness of her heart, she's given up her commission to help, because she's happy that we're supporting her and her business. So, and I was glad to do it, because I'm going to be getting my 12-inch skillet to match my other cookware, and I'm real anxious for that because I love that cookware. I use it all the time. Wow, $840. That is really good. Boy, I tell you, whoever wins that is going to get a lot of good things, I'll tell you. They really will. Get a lot of good things, you know. And it's like I told Alexis, I'm not sure if I'm going to win, but I'm sure going to give it a try. You know, I've got a lot of tickets out there, but more rewards. Wow. Oh yeah, I bet you could. I think a lot of us could spend that quick. Just start going through the Pampered Chef catalog, and you see, I want this, and I want this, you know. But with the thing, if I do win, I'll only get stuff that I know I can use. I won't get stuff that I never use, because that would be futile to do that. You know, everything I've ever bought from Alexis, I've used every bit of it. I've got the popcorn maker. I love that thing. I use it quite often because I get hungry at night for popcorn. And in case people haven't seen it, I know some of you have, but what I like about it is it's collapsible. See how it collapses? And then you just push it out. It becomes an actual bowl. Let me take the lid off here. And it becomes a bowl. Now, I got the smaller one because it's just for me. But this becomes a bowl. And then here you put your popcorn, you put your oil in or butter, and then you just put it in your microwave. I love it. This is silicone. It cleans up so nice. I love this thing. And I'm so happy to have it. I mean, this is my baby, man. Nobody's going to take this popcorn maker from me because I love it. Oh, absolutely. Yes, it does. Oh, it does. Yes, it pops the corn really well. It really does. Absolutely. I can attest to it. I've got the smaller one and she got the bigger one. Yeah, you know, I'm going to have to do that some night. I'm going to have to demonstrate the popcorn. You're right. I will do that. I will demonstrate the popcorn maker. I've already demonstrated the whipped cream maker, which I finally got that right after all this time. Oh, wow. She's going to offer 20% on that popcorn maker, too, because I showed it. So anybody who wants that popcorn maker, just contact Alexis, and you'll get 20% off. And this, take it from me. She's doing this out of the kindness of her heart. It's her commission now. It's not Pampered Chef doing it. It's her doing it. So she's giving up her commission to give us 20% off as a thank you for helping her in her business, because Pampered Chef is her business. You know, and she's doing pretty good at it. So, so support Alexis if you can. Okay, yeah, it'll be $20. Okay. Yes, it is a good product. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, we should. You're right. Family size would be 28. Well, see, I never got the family size because it's just me. If I had a family, I would have gotten the family size, but I thought, well, the family size is going to be way too big. But, you know, that's plenty big enough for me as it is, you know. Right. Yeah, right. She will take the $20 off when your order is submitted to her. Now, I had the skillet on order, but when she came on Periscope, she came on twice yesterday. Well, actually 3 times, because I didn't see her in the morning, but I saw her in the afternoon. Twice last night. And then I started realizing things that I wanted, so she added them to my order. So she can do that. So if you think of something else that you want, just tell her, and she'll add it to your order. You know, Erlene says she's changed her order a couple times already. So, but I added a leak-proof container because I love the leak-proof containers, and it's glass, and that's what I like about it. It's glass, leak-proof container. I use a lot of glass containers. They're so good. Oh, I was just showing this popcorn maker. And she said, because I showed this popcorn maker, she's going to give 20% off to anybody that wants it. This is the small size. There's a family size that's bigger than this. But this becomes a bowl. It's silicone. And then you put your popcorn in here and the oil in here. And, of course, this lid, it fits right inside your lid. You close it up. And then you put it on here and put it in your microwave. And it does a fantastic job. I really like it. I use it a lot. You know, my dogs wait for me to get this going at night. Some nights. I don't use it every night. So they can have some popcorn too because they love the popcorn. So on page 30 in the virtual catalog. Okay, good, Alexa. So people know where to find it. Yes, they do. Yeah, my dogs do. They love popcorn. It looks like ravioli. Oh, yes, yes, yep, yep. Well, this might look like ravioli, but they're Cheez-its crackers. Take it from me. They're hard to roll out. I didn't have no cutters, so I had to try to judge to see how square I wanted to make them. So I did the best I could. Like Arlene said, maybe I could get some cutters. So I'll try to find some small cutters to make the crackers because I've never made these before. This is the first time I've made crackers and scoped them on here. So I think I didn't do too bad considering this is the first time I've ever made them. And they're crispy. They taste real good. They taste better than the Cheez-Its you buy in the store. They do taste good. Let me get a small one here. It's kind of funky. Yes, very good. Very good. A snack that you can eat for a long time. Better than what you buy in the store. Actually, real good. Because I'm going to post these up on my Facebook group. And, you have to take off again. Okay, Arlene. Yes, that's right. Good food, homemade. Exactly. Right. And I like coming in here and making things that are homemade because that's better for you. It's better than what you buy in the store. You look at the Cheez-Its in the store. They got too many things in them. Too many things that you should be putting in your body. You make it yourself. You know exactly what's in it. Alexis does the same thing. She makes all her own food. She knows exactly what she's putting in it because she got the recipe right in front of her. You know, she's putting her own, as I call it, tender, loving care into these recipes. Of course, not all recipes are set in stone. You can tweak them, and to suit yourself, you can add things that you might want to put into it, and maybe take things out that you don't want to, that you want to omit. So they're not really set in stone. That's how they become your own, because you tweak it to your liking. That's what I do. I take a lot of the recipes and tweak it to my liking. However, on these, I followed the recipe to the T the first time because I've never made them before. And that's what I like to do. When I make something for the first time, I like to make sure that I get it right the first time what's in them? Okay, I'll tell you what's in them. I've got 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 3/4 to 1 teaspoon of sea salt. I use the teaspoon of sea salt. 2/3 cup of unbleached all-purpose flour or whole wheat pastry flour. I had both, but I used the all-purpose flour. 1/4 cup of oat flour, or you can just sub for more all-purpose flour. Now I had some oats, and since I didn't have oat flour already made up, I just took the oats, and I've got a little small coffee grinder. I took the oats, filled the coffee grinder up with the oats, ground them up to flour, and then I measured out 1/4 cup and put the rest in a container and marked it, so I can use it for another recipe or use it for this again. 3 tablespoons of yellow cornmeal, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, which I use the non-aluminum baking powder, and 3 tablespoons of olive oil or vegan butter. I put the vegan butter in here instead of the olive oil because all I have is the virgin olive oil, and that is very strong tasting. So I thought it would be better with the vegan butter, which is the earth balance, and the almond avocado oil flavor better because it's strong olive oil. I've used that olive oil before, and it's really strong tasting. The extra virgin. I didn't have any light, so I used this instead. And then it takes 2 to 4 tablespoons of cold water. Basically, what the cold water does is it kind of binds it together, and then it makes it to a dough consistency, and then you can roll it out. So what I did is I put it on the counter, put parchment paper down on the mat, put it on the parchment paper, and put a little flour on top, and just rolled it out with my rolling pin. It's not easy to roll out, but I did the best I could. And then I took my knife, my little paring knife, Pampered Chef knife, and I cut them into squares. And as you can see, they're not too bad. You know, there are some are more square than others, but they taste good. They're done. They only bake 12 to 17 minutes, and they're okay. That's what I think, you know. Cosmetically, it doesn't matter how they look. It's how they taste. That's what I'm concerned about. It's the taste of them. That's the best for me. As long as they taste good, that's what I look for. The taste. I don't look for, although I could say I'm not a real perfectionist, but I do like to have things look good, if I possibly can. I don't like them looking funky. And some of these do look a little funky, but you know something? They're still edible, and that's the main thing, because I'll put them in a dish, in a container, and I'll have them to eat. Somebody said you can eat them on soup. That I can eat them with soup. You can eat them as snack crackers. However however you want to use them, you just go ahead and use them, because it's limitless what you can use them for. You can put them on probably on anything you want to put them on too. You know, I like to crumble my crackers up in my soup. You know, although it'd be kind of hard to crumble these up. I wouldn't want to crumble these up. I'd just leave them whole and eat them. But this is a simple recipe. I'll post it up in my Karen's Vegan Heaven is my group. In case you're wondering, I have that group. I've got 260 some. I've got that group because Alexis is the one that thought of the name, and thankful to her. She's the one that picked the name, and it took off like gangbusters. It's more asking to join all the time. People are beginning now to start post recipes in there, and they're seeing recipes that are in there. And oh yeah, wow! People moderate for such silly things anymore, don't they? Oh well, you're back, so that's fine. But my Karen's Vegan Heaven, I post a lot of all my recipes up in there. The one from yesterday, the sour cream, I have to post up in your group yet, Alexis. I haven't done that yet. I plan on doing that when I get off of here, posting that, and then I'll post this maybe tomorrow or another day. I have to post on Leslie's group too. But I do enjoy coming in here just like Alexis does and making things for you, because I try to make new things every day. Yeah, I'm going to have to get a Linktree account, your Alexis. I will have to get that. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that because I'm not quite sure. I've Googled it before, but I'll have to do that. Now, how is that going to affect the one that I already have? Is it going to change that? Will it change it to Linktree, or will it knock it out completely? Because I don't know how to, once I have an account like that, what's it going to do to my account already there, since it's not Linktree? Oh, he did? Okay. So he linked it right up to his account on Facebook, because okay. Have a great night. Take care, and thank you for coming in. And bye-bye. I'm so thankful, everyone, that you come in here. I don't see why not. You could if you wanted to. Absolutely. If you don't want to use the nutritional yeast, put vegan cheese in it. You could. Like I said, no recipe is set in stone. You can take it and tweak it to your liking, because not every recipe that you come along and try to make is going to be suitable to you. It's not going to be exactly the way you want it to be. You're going to have to add things to it, or you're going to have to omit things, which I do. So I don't make them everything to the T. Now this and I did, but some of the ones that call for like apple cider vinegar and lemon juice, I kind of leave apple cider vinegar out and put lemon juice in. But you have to tweak them to your liking. That's right, Alexis. Make the recipe your own, which I do. A lot of times I make the recipe my own. I mean, I've done that so many times that I've added things to it or have left things out, like my sour cream yesterday. That became my own because I left some things out. You have to do that. You make it your own by adding or subtracting or whatever. You're exactly right. You have to be creative. Exactly. You know, since I've been on here, I'm trying to get a little bit more creative now. And I'll see a lot of recipes on there, and I'll start saying, well, what can I do with this recipe? Can I make it vegan? You can make any recipe vegan you choose to make. You're going to have to tweak it. You're going to have to leave some things out, like a lot of the recipes that I've found that are vegan call for cremini or shiitake mushrooms. Well, I don't eat those. I don't care for mushrooms in the first place. and I don't eat them, so I leave them out. So if I find a recipe that has the mushrooms in it, hi Ann, good to see you, welcome. Here are my Cheez-It crackers. As you can see, they're not 100% square, but they're nice and crispy, and they're good and done, and they taste good. Good to see you, welcome. I see Vanita must be having trouble staying on. But you know, I'm so thankful that I found another recipe, and I do that every morning. When I get up, the first thing I do after I read my Bible is I go on the computer and I start looking for recipes for that day. Because I'm always looking for more recipes. I love looking for, you know, it's a lot of fun. And if I can't find recipes on one place, I'll go someplace else and find them. It's a lot of fun looking for recipes. I have the best time ever. Good. That's the best thing for you. That's really good. I'm great. I'm glad to hear it. You know, when I go into allrecipes.com, I click on the vegan category. When I go into Pinterest, I'll find vegan plant-based recipes made simple or something like that. And it's surprising how many you can find. Whole long list of them. That's where I found this, was in the vegan recipes on Pinterest. So I love Pinterest for that fact. I mean, there's so, hi, good to see you, welcome. There are so many recipes. I mean, it's limitless, the recipes on Pinterest, and they're adding more all the time. So if you're not familiar with Pinterest, go in there and see what you can find, because they have a lot. I also do a lot of searching on YouTube as well for certain recipes, because I think that's where Alexis got hers from, somebody on YouTube, because I was watching her replay. I watch a lot of them from YouTube too, and some of those are not exactly set in stone either. I kind of got to change them a little bit, make them my own. But that's what I am. I'm trying to be creative. I'm trying to say, well, I can make this myself, and I can change it up and make it any way I want, and it's going to be mine. That's what you have to do. Make it your own. Don't limit yourself. Don't say, well, I can't make this. It's got stuff in here I can't eat. Well, you can always find a recipe that you can make, or you can leave stuff out. When I put the recipes up on my Facebook group, I tell you exactly how the recipe was written, and I also put behind it in parentheses what I used to make it. Now, if I didn't variate the recipe any, then you won't see any parentheses and anything added to it. But when I vary it, that's when I put it down to let people know. You can do the same thing if you want to. You can vary it, like my peanut butter fudge. I didn't use the refined sugar, and I didn't use the dairy milk. I used cane sugar, and I used almond milk, because I don't drink dairy milk, and I don't eat refined sugar. So I made that recipe my own, but it is so good. They're very nice and tasty, and if you love peanut butter, but to tell you one thing, I'm going to warn you right now, if you haven't made it yet and you start making it, it's very rich, so you can't eat much at once. Very, very rich. So I'm going to warn you of that, but they're good. Very, very good. And my sour cream, it turned out to be really good too. I had it with baby carrots today. Just put some on a plate, and dip baby carrots in it. And it was so good. You can take sour cream and you can do anything with it you want. You can even put it in tacos, nachos, whatever you want to do with it. That's probably what I'll do too. I may have a baked potato for lunch tomorrow and put the sour cream on top. I'm going to do that. Oh, yes, right. Right. I don't know what Vanita said. But you have to do what you think is best. But you know, how much is that rock crock? Not that I would even use it, but I was kind of concerned, kind of wondering about that. Everybody's buying that rock crock, and I don't know. I often thought about getting me the Instapot, but I don't know if I'd even use that at all. You know. Okay, I got the gist of it, but I can read it later. Yeah, I'll read it later. But I was kind of curious about that rock. Not that I use it, but my daughter says, well, Mom, how about an Instapot? Well, I know I found some recipes on Pinterest that you use for Instapot, and I don't even have one of those. Oh, you do love the, oh, yes. I bet you do. Is that made of ceramic? Is that made, because it looks like it's ceramic. Wow, $169 with 20% off today. See, thankful to Alexis that she's given us 20% off. So if you want to, if you're not following Alexis, follow her and go into her Facebook page, Pampered Chef Facebook page, and order from her. She's a very good consultant. I have a consultant here in my area, and I told her that I've got one on Facebook that I buy from. She said, well, okay, keep buying from her. It doesn't matter to me if you buy from her or me. So I buy from Alexis a lot. Yeah, I've only bought these paring knives. This here, I only bought these from my consultant at my church. That's the only thing that I got from her. Everything else I bought is all from Alexis. All the measure-alls, the measuring spoons, the pans. Of course, in case some of you don't know, the Pampered Chef 6-piece cookware set, she was offering 50% off, and she had a contest one day for somebody to post in Facebook what the most expensive product of Pampered Chef was. And, of course, I knew it was the Pampered Chef 6-piece cookware set, so that's what I said. So it was between me and another gal, and she said she would draw names. Well, she drew my name, and thankful to Arlene that she paid for it for me because she got 50% off, and then I'm paying her back. So I got one more payment to make in December, and I'll have them all paid off. But you know, it's the best investment ever because I use those things continuously. I love the fact they're nonstick, the fact that you can use metal utensils in it. And I mean, who would have thunk it? You can use metal utensils. I have more pots than you do. Well, that's surprising, Alexis. I would have thought you'd have had more than that by now. Of course, I know. You have to buy them slow. You can't buy them all at once. Because if you start buying everything, it's going to be way too expensive. So you have to do maybe one piece at a time. And the thing of it is, that's what I've been trying to do. Buy 1 or 2 pieces at a time. I mean, I don't know. You know, I got to thinking, boy, if I win that mystery thing, you know, for $840, what am I going to get with it? I'm going to keep thinking about that. Boy, I could go to town on that. Really, you know, wow. You have a wish list. Well, I hope you get what you want for Christmas from that wish list. That your son or your mom gets you something that you can use, Alexis, because, you know, my daughter. This is what my daughter told me today. She says, Mom, you are getting to be nothing but a snob. You're getting to be rich now, and you're buying all this stuff from Pampered Chef. I says, listen here, I don't have all that much. And I says, they last a lifetime, you know. I didn't take offense to her calling me a snob because it was kind of funny the way she said it. But it's just the fact that she doesn't have Pampered Chef and she can't afford it. But she is getting the measuring spoons. She's getting these. Now, this is dirty. She's getting these sliders. She's getting those for, I'm going to give them to her, send them to her for Christmas. I know, it's your business. And Alexis is going to talk it up because it's her business. It's something that she's got to earn money for. Of course, she works every day. She works 8 hours a day, but that's her side business. But she makes good money at it, you know. And Alexis is not pushy. She will not push anybody into buying anything. She offers it. You can choose to buy it or you don't. You know, she's not going to tell you you have to, and that's one good thing about it. So don't think that she's forcing you to buy anything because she's not. You have to choose whether you want to buy it or not. But I couldn't pass that skillet up. When I found out she was given 20% off, I said, I'm going to jump on that skillet right away. Because you know something? $200 skillet with 20% off at $160. Can't beat it. I know some people are going to say, well, man, that's expensive for a skillet. But when you think about that it's a lifetime guarantee, that, you know, what other cookware do you have in your house, in your kitchen, that's a lifetime guarantee? I bet you can't find anything else, any other cookware in your kitchen that'll last you a lifetime. And the handles come off even too, you know. That's true. Yes, she will. She'll tell you if it's not for you. Now, I know the rock crock is not for me because I would probably not use it. But she doesn't force herself into pushing things. But she will tell you what's good, what you can have, what you can use, and what you can't use. You know, I wanted to buy that five cup leak-proof container because I like glass. I've got some now that are airtight, but I like to have more because I use them all the time. That's exactly right. Alexis is real good at what she does. You know, she's a good salesperson. She doesn't push anybody. People will buy if they want to, and they won't buy if they can't. Now, I'm getting to the point where pretty soon I'm going to have just about everything I need for right now. So I'm just going to wait to see Monday whose name she draws and take it from there because I think I've got everything for right now. But that's why I do this. Since I've been buying the stuff from Pampered Chef, I could come in here and show you how to use the tools. And I do. I show you how to use the measure-all, how to use the measuring spoons. I even showed you how to use the whipped cream maker. I haven't shown you the popcorn maker yet, which I will have to do that. And I've shown you the skillets and the other pots and pans. So I've shown you just about everything that I have. I use every bit of them too. I'm always using those measure-alls. I'm getting them dirty all the time. Oh, it's on Tuesday. Oh, that's right. She's going to run it through Monday, but Tuesday is the drawing. That's right. I forgot, Alexis. I was thinking about that. That's right. It goes till Monday. The drawing's Tuesday. But nonetheless, I'm going to wait until Tuesday to see what happens, whose name she draws. Everybody's got a chance to win. I'm not saying that I'm not going to win. I'm not saying I will win. But, you know, I always say may the best person win. And whoever wins, whether I win or if somebody else wins, I'll congratulate them and say, well, you know, you're getting some good stuff there. I know Erlene did at one time. She won, I think, $500 at one mystery party once. And she really went to town on that. So she knows what it's like to win. So, and I never have except for those pots and pans. And you know, when I won those pots and pans, I thought I hit a gold mine. I really did. I thought, oh my goodness. And I was sitting down when she drew my name. If I'd have been standing up, Alexis, I probably would have fallen over. But I was sitting down and I says, I can't believe it. She drew my name. And I'm getting the Pampered Chef cookware. Yeehaw! You know, I love it. And it's the best cookware I've ever. I get the other cookware I had, I gave it all away. I gave it to my daughter's sister-in-law. I gave it to her because she could use it. So I sent it to her, and her daughter uses it in the kitchen. So I got rid of it, and all I use is the Pampered Chef, nothing else. And that 12-inch skillet will come in handy for big things like tofu scramble, probably the granola that you talked about in the skillet, which I haven't made that yet, but I want to make that. But it'll be good for that too. What I like about it is you don't have to grease those if you don't want to. Now, I like to do that when I make French toast because it helps it along a little bit better, but you really don't have to grease it because it's non-stick, you know, because I think they're good up to 480 degrees or whatever, you know. But you still want to treat them with tender, loving care too, because they are expensive, you know, and you want to make sure that you're going to get a lot of good use out of them, and I am. I knew that once I got those, I told Erlene, I says, oh, I would sure use them. Okay, Alexis, thank you for coming on, and you have a great night, and take care. I'm going to be getting, oh, you're welcome. You're so welcome. Anytime, Alexis, you know, anytime I can help you out, I will, you know, because you have great product, and Pampered Chef has been around for years. I mean, this was the very first Pampered Chef product, and I didn't get this from Alexis. I had this when I moved here, and I can't for the life of me think where I got it, unless I got it as a Christmas gift one year. I don't know, but hers has got a chicken on it. Mine's a little newer than hers, but this says, if you can see, it says Pampered Chef right on it. This is the onion chopper, but you can chop vegetables in that with it too. I use that a lot too, so it's real good. So anyway, I think I'm going to go for now because I want to put these crackers up, and I got to clean up my kitchen and get my dishes done and stuff. But I thank everybody for coming in and sharing out and inviting your followers. And I hope you have a great night and get a good night's rest. And until we meet again, you're welcome. And until we meet again, take care. God bless. Love you all, and bye-bye. Oh, yes, we did this morning. Yes, we got rain this morning. It poured down rain. My dogs wanted to walk this morning, and I wouldn't walk right away. I walked about another hour after that. And we had plenty of rain, so everything's greening up again. But anyway, I'm going to go for now. So, as I said before, take care, God bless, bye-bye, and love you all. Bye-bye.